It's a long journey. And what we have come up with is that I'm not good at not talking. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you my story that's taken about 18 months to solve the puzzle of my continuous coughing. So I'm going to take you along through the journey of being diagnosed and what we're going to do to try to treat it and the problems that have arisen along the way. Let's jump in. We are at the clinic to do another breathing test. If you remember, back in October, which is practically almost a year ago. Here is a photo of the booth that you go into as they are testing you for different asthmas. It's a breathing test box where there is a spirometry meter, and that's what you'll see some of the pictures. My nose is clamped. They have you inhale as much, a deep breath as you can, and exhale as quick as you can, like whew, real quick. And they measure your normal, and they do that back and forth and back and forth a few times. And then they add in some other ingredients that will make your lungs act as if you have asthma. So in this test here, we are testing again to confirm, because we did a test a year prior, but things had worsened, if I have cough variant asthma. So going into this chamber box to be tested, they are calling it the Methacholine something test. What they do is they put the little drops inside of your breathing apparatus to constrict your lungs. And in this test, they've already tested how you blow and what your normal range of lung capacity is and how long you can blow out. They will take these drops, put them in the machine, have you breathe them in, and then blow back out to see how far you can go before your lungs say no more, or before you start coughing, or before you're just like, I can't breathe, I need air, I need air. They do a 5-round step. If by the 5th round of adding more and more of these drops, you are just finally coughing and losing your breath, then you have basically failed the test or passed the test. That means you most likely do not have asthma, because your body is just naturally doing what it should do when it's practically closed off. But if you fail it in the first round, the second round, or the third round, it's a scale of how much you fail by, and that tells them and confirms that yes, you are struggling with asthma. And since my lungs are cleared down below the trachea, this test confirmed for me that I did indeed have cough variant asthma, and it started when there was forest fires in our area, and there was also the fall molds in the air. They are spores from all the leaves here. They get mold underneath them. That's my biggest trigger for allergens. So 18 months ago, I waited 4 or 5 months before I actually went in, because I thought it would just clear up with the inhaler I had, the allergy pills, but it kept going on and on and on. Now, the nature of this is that we really didn't know what it was. My primary doctor treated me, my pulmonologist, my neurologist, my cardiologist, and an ear, nose, and throat doctor have all seen me trying to diagnose why I have this cough. Now, the pulmonologist is working with the medicines to help me improve my lung capacity and an attempt to get rid of the actual coughing. But what would happen is nightly I would start to cough, and not so much during the day. I mean, during the day at the beginning few months, because it was the height of the fall allergies. But as the year went on, we noticed it was a cyclical type of cough. It happened about 6:30 at night, and maybe 6, maybe 5:30, maybe 7, maybe 7:30. But generally, you get the idea. It would start, and it would go through the night hours till about 11:30, 12, or 1 or 2, whenever I could finally fall asleep by sucking on lozenges, taking pills to suppress the urge to cough, taking medicine to make me go into deep sleep, all these things. And roll over, and it would start happening again. And then we start the morning feeling like, whoo, it's a good day. I don't have any coughs. And we go through the whole day until those evening hours came and it did this cyclically over and over. It's almost like it was part of my circadian rhythm of some sort. They even sent me off to speech therapy to learn how to breathe properly, learning how to rebreathe. But what we had to do is I had to go on a month-long silence. I had to stop speaking, stop whispering to give my vocal cords a break. Because of the coughing was so intense, the roof of my mouth, the trachea, my throat was raw, always raw. The treatments that they gave me to kind of try to knock this down were steroids orally and steroids in an inhaler. And my body hated that. It rejected it. I got thrush all over my mouth, my tongue, my trachea. It was hard to swallow. In and out and in and out between steroids and fluconazole and steroids and the next round of fluconazole, trying to heal the throat enough so we could figure out why I was still coughing. But it's a long journey. And what we have come up with is that I'm not good at not talking. So I tried it a month long. I would have spells. My husband would talk to me and I automatically go into autopilot and I respond and I talk back and I'm like, oh, I made it 3 days, So I'd have to start over again. But we found that giving my voice a vocal rest was good, but it did not stop the coughing. It did not fix that. We are still progressing in this. The next step we are confirming is this cough related to one of my medicines that they have placed me on? Is it possibly one of those drugs triggering it? And we have been in the process of stripping away 4 or 5 different medicines, and we have to do them one by one and make sure that it's safe. So it's been a hard year for me, and we have come down off of 3 or 4 medicines, and we have come off of everything, and finally we have come off the last medicine. And 3 weeks after being off of the last medicine, that neurological cyclical coughing has stopped. Who knew? Well, when you look up the drug side effects, coughing is on a couple of them. But having been on it for 8 years, it was just really odd that it would trigger in the 8th year to have this. Well, as a result of all of that, I am off of that medicine and now I have more migraines. So I will still have to be treating the migraines, and the cough I have now is still cough variant asthma, but it has moved into the lungs deeper down, and it's related more to the molds in the air spores of the Pacific Northwest. So when I go outside, I have to wear a mask because it's a beautiful fall day, but you don't see the part. If I go out, I have to wear a mask, and I forget. I forget because it's so beautiful, and then I come in the house again and I'm doing my coughs. But we haven't finished this discussion, so I would love to carry it on again with you to let you know that cough variant asthma is still something I'm dealing with. It is a new diagnosis on top of all my other ones, but as we were stripping away all of these medicines, one thing stood out. Although we did a sleep test 2.5 years ago because of the fibromyalgia insomnia, it came up clear. But now with all these additional ailments added to my life, we needed to do another test because my oxygen level when I sleep at night is being recorded on my watch as going dangerously low. I'll let you know what the sleep study shows, and we will continue to go down the road of trying to get into better health so we can have a better life. That is my quick version of cough variant asthma and why it's taken 1.5 years to diagnose it. But along with that, we now have a new diagnosis we have to dive into: sleep troubles. Let me know in the comments below if you've experienced cough variant asthma, what your situation was like, and how they figured it out for you. I'd love to hear, but more so, my viewers would love to hear different scenarios besides the one that I went through. So share your story. We appreciate you. Thank you for coming alongside me on this journey of life. Until we talk again, bye-bye.